Hi everyone, welcome to Basic Science Series, and today we will discuss the difference between the environment which is present inside the lumen and the cytosol. So now there are different kinds of organelles that are present inside the cell. We'll take the example of lysosome, how the environment inside the lysosome is different than the environment which is present in the cell, which is basically the cytoplasm. To understand this, you first need to understand that there are various organelles present in the cell, and every organelle is surrounded by a specific type of membrane. So here you can see I have designed the structure of the cell, mammalian cell, and you can see here some of the organelles. They are present like lysosome, Golgi body, you have the cytosol, and then you have the lumen, which is important because lumen is the area which is present inside the organelle, and it is different for every organelle. Now you have nucleus and then endoplasmic reticulum. To understand this difference, it's important to understand there are various organelles that are present and they need to perform a specific function. Like cell, organelles, they also have compartments. Cell has cytoplasmic area where you have all the organelles. In case of organelles, you have the lumen area, which is the inside part of the organelle, and then you have the outside area, which is the environment, which is the cytosol. Now, because of the membrane and because of the environment which is present inside the organelle, cell perform various kinds of functions. For example, in case of lysosome needs to perform the degradation activity. So there must be low pH inside the lysosome so that those degradative enzymes, they can function. But in case of cytosol, you need, a kind of neutral pH which is 7.2. That's why it's also the aqueous part of the cell. Now, how lysosome acquires the low pH? The mechanism behind this is lysosome membrane. In the lysosome membrane, you have different types of proteins. They're called ATP-mediated proton pumps or hydrogen ion pumps. The role of these pumps is to utilize the ATP molecule, utilize the energy, and then accumulate those protons inside the lysosome, lumen, right? And because of that, you'll have high concentration of protons, and then that will cause the decrease in the pH. So biochemists, what they do, they understand not only the lumen part, they will also understand the membrane part. They will also try to understand the proteins that are present on the membrane. This is important to understand the function of that organelle. It is important to understand the function of the cell. So they will study the lipid composition. They will also study the protein composition. And why we need to study a cell in so much detail? Because we want to understand the function. A cell can also attach to abiotic or biotic surfaces, and for that its membrane need to be modified. It can also interact with other cells, right? So it needs to have the receptors, and this part is the cell interaction. Third, it also may receive signals from the environment. So based on these different types of proteins, you can understand the function of a specific cell. So that is why it is important to understand the membrane, what are the proteins present on the membrane, and what type of or what kind of environment that is present inside that organelle or inside that cell. So this was all about the topic where we have discussed the cell lumen, we have discussed the lumen part of the membrane, we have discussed the cytosolic with the example of, we have discussed the cytosolic region, we have also discussed the lysosome, and we have understood how lysosome acquires that low pH. In this video, I hope that the sum of the part of the biomembrane has been covered. I will cover more topics similar to this, and I hope that they are going to help you in your exams. So I'll meet you in my next video. Till then, take care.